Listen, listen. This is the shaky, kind of breaky, Yongnuo 35mm prime lens for my camera. It is less than $100. The alternative is the Canon lens, starting at $700, it can go up to $1,200 depending on which one. So is it good? Is it something that you should invest in? I tested it out, by the way, on an MTV Movie Award shoot with my best friend. I mean, this is like the stuff of toys. Absolutely crazy, but there it is, the Yongnuo. Number one, let's go into the options. Do you really need a 35mm camera? I'll tell you what, 12 plus years, I've shot so many great people, so many magazines, so many campaigns, and I never had a 35mm camera or lens, 35mm lens. And I was able to get away with it using other lenses. So for anyone thinking, do I need to purchase a 35mm? No, you don't. You can get away without it. The reason why a 35 is really cool is because it's my belief that the 35mm is the closest to the human eye. So it's something that the viewer can relate to. It's something that is familiar. That's why so many films are 35mm, you know, documentary photography, 35mm. I think they're great for portraits. I think they're great for street photography. So all of that I think is very much valuable, but you can get away without really having one. 12 plus years, Jennifer Lopez, Bernie Sanders, HP computers. I mean, I've done so much, Mariah Carey, Usher, all these different people without a 35mm lens, so you can also. But I finally did get one because I'm thinking about getting another lens, and I looked at the Canon, I was like, oh hell no. You know, I'm not spending that much on it right now. And then we got this, and I saw this in some other YouTube videos, and it's $96. I got it, and this is what it came out of the box as. I like the box, I like the packaging. I am not a fan of the shakiness. That clearly Canon and Nikon and things like that, they don't shake and they shouldn't shake, but this guy does. It is like air, light. It's a toy. Is it good though? So let's try it out. And of course, if you know me, you know I count to 3 and I jump on 2. And I just try things out without really prepping too much, which I kind of like about my personality. My best friend called me and he's like, hey, we're doing some promo for the MTV Movie Awards. They want to feature me on a segment for this Twitter thing. You want to shoot? So I was like, yeah, of course I want to shoot. We shot with instant film, but I shot some digital and I brought this guy right here with me, okay? And let's just see how it shoots. I'm going to show you Taylor's pictures at the end so you get to see exactly how sharp or how not sharp they might be and what comes out of this lens, okay? And here's another thing that I really like about it, okay? The silver ring part right here, I like this. I don't mind this. I think this is good quality. The glass, okay. No, clearly not this guy. It came with a little lens cap, and of course it came out with the bottom of it. This is my Canon one, and that's pretty much it. I want to break down to you why not Canon, the $700 lens I was looking at. This is an f2.8, 35mm f2.8. The Canon is 1.4. A 1.4, my God, it lets so much more light in. That's incredible for low light. If you're doing weddings and it's candlelight, that'd be so good. I would go for that one. Unless your camera can really handle a beautiful ISO, then you can stay with this one. The 2.8 would be enough. If you shoot places with really ugly backgrounds and you want to blur out the backgrounds, you know, the 1.4 is pretty good. The 1.4 I thought was a little bit of overkill. And that's another reason why I did not invest in the Canon version, is because 1.4, if you've ever shot something at that, I may think that I'm focusing on the eye, but maybe the focus is right here at the tip of the nose. This is super sharp. This now has a blur. That pretty much ruined the picture. I'm not gonna go that shallow. I'm not gonna go that open. And in a minute, I'm actually gonna put this on the camera here so you get to see it in action. In fact, let me do that right now. So I'm using the 50 currently. Okay, it did not record. Oh wow, look at the framing. Auto. Here's something that's really annoying too. You get to actually hear the motor of this thing. The motor is so loud. You might be able to even hear it in this video going back and forth. Let me see. Let me see if I could turn off this audio for a second and let this motor So I think you can hear it a little bit in the background. For video, if you don't run an external mic, don't use it for video, or just go strictly on manual. For simple portraits, I think that it can work pretty good. Those are the things that I want to tell you. Canon, it would never make that sound where it looks like there's sand in there. I also wanted to play with one, so maybe this can be my toy lens. This is another reason why I think you should potentially consider getting this lens, because if you want to travel, if you want to go on a holiday, you're like, I don't know if I want to take this expensive lens with me. This is a pretty good lens to take with you. If you just want to do portraits and you're starting out, I would go for this one, not necessarily the name brand one. If you are a professional photographer and you're shooting weddings and you're making money, I would go for the Canon one. Sorry, don't risk your work, your business, your reputation, their wedding with a knockoff. The Yongnuo or Yongnuo. Please tell me in the comments how to pronounce it. Don't do that, right? Invest in the real one. So let's look at Taylor's pictures. Let's look at those on screen right here. Oh, before we show that on screen, my podcast is live on Spotify, on Google Play, on Stitcher, on Anchor, on Apple Podcasts, everywhere. The podcast is going to help you more with your photography. It's going to give you live coaching sessions. I love the other ones also. Mine is just a little bit different, and that's how it should be. And theirs is different than mine, and there's enough room for all of us. But it's called the Walid Azami podcast, and that, of course, is linked down in this in the description of this video too. Now let's look at Taylor's photographs. You get to see the pictures. You get to see how sharp the eyes are. I am actually impressed by it. I think it's pretty sharp. I think that it shows his skin beautifully. I'm actually okay with the color of it too. I really didn't change the color much at all, if any. It was like just the settings within the camera. And you can see the camera settings down at the bottom of the screen too. You get to see it at work. You get to see it right now on a video. So if you're looking to buy this camera, I've got that linked at the bottom of this video too. I hope this helped you. If you were thinking about getting a 35mm lens, I say get it. I think it's great. I think it's a solid investment. I'm glad that I bought it. I'm going to keep shooting with it. In fact, I'm going to test it out on some professional jobs. Also, coming up, I'm going to do a fashion shoot with this, but I'm also going to have other lenses with me as a backup. Okay, and this will not be my only lens. I hope you guys like this. Everything I talked about is down in the description. Support the podcast, please, if you can. I'll see you guys on the next video. Check out this video if you want to learn more about promoting your photography business. Subscribe to this channel if you want to learn how to make money from photography. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. My name is Walid. Bye-bye.